So we're here at the second tournament, at the second day of one of the biggest tournaments in USA hockey. It's a big thing. There's more than 100 teams. There's like 10 age groups. Most importantly, probably the oldest one being under 18 guys. And all these guys are about 18, 17-year-olds. And these are one of the best guys there are in the United States. And the beauty about this tournament is the fact that there's so many countries, meaning there's USA teams, but there's so many players from other countries. Even our boys, we have about 8 different countries playing in this tournament. But I was here specifically for my U18 boys, and I gotta admit, I was pleasantly happy. Most importantly, boys that came over not too long ago, and the thing that stood out was the fact how they actually adapted to the US system. As we know, hockey in Europe, and especially if you go in the Eastern Bloc, is way different. The ice is bigger, the hockey is less physical, so technically you have more space to make decisions, but by the same time, here it's more compact. And when there's more pressure, there's definitely more mistakes. And this is the hard part because USA hockey, I would say North American hockey, in general, is more suited for guys that are tougher and rougher. It's always been the case that Canadians, Americans, they play this tough hockey, and to me personally, I like it better. It's more visually viewable because if you look at NHL is small ice. Everything that's in Europe is considered to be Olympic ice, and Olympic ice there's definitely more space to pass, like I mentioned. But a big thing is it's less contact and less pressure. So since we're here, you see a lot of war. U.S. hockey is about war. Go get it, dump the puck, make it happen. And I was proud to see my boys, especially guys that did not play their biggest roles back home. They come here and they learn what is pressure. They learn adversity. They learn to become leaders. And I believe the biggest thing for young players, not only hockey, everything you go, every sport, if you actually go and check out the big success stories, I'm not saying everybody, but the majority of the guys, they left home at an early age. 14, 15, 16. They left the comfort of their mom, dad, sister, grandma, everybody. When you're home and all of a sudden you're dropped out here, you don't know anybody. You don't know who are your friends anymore. You come here and all of a sudden you got to start from zero. You got to earn respect. You got to learn the language. You got to learn the systems. You got to learn how to talk to people. And most importantly, you have to get rid of the homesickness. And this is the biggest part because so many guys break, especially if they have this little young sweetheart at home. And now all of a sudden, she's at home, you're over here, the puppy love kicks in, and a lot of guys break. And at 369, I noticed that we have had a lot of chance to, pay attention to those details. As a full service management, we take care of the mindset, which I believe is the hardest part. And as they mature, I believe one thing that is very crucial is the fact that these boys learn to become men. Again, the biggest thing, they definitely learn to drop that comfort and chase that greatness. Because I believe there's not a single man in this world, not a great man that has ever become great, successful in their field without discomfort. It's like rain and sun. This little flower grew, and all of a sudden a rainy day started. It's like, this is not what I want. But the next day when it's sun, you realize this is what you needed. And I believe this is the essence of life. So at 369, I've noticed that boys follow protocol, and I see results. I like Adahan Beccario. He's in the States this is going to be his 3rd year. And he was also one of those players, very technical. He was not playing the big roles back home. Came over here, became a leader. Learn how to be a leader. Same thing goes with his teammates. Dimash Satkin, one of my favorite players. Very physical, very mature, and most importantly, he knows how to play the game under pressure. The English, he knows how to apply to the audience in a way. And I believe hockey is one of those sports, is part of the show business. In any sport, the best guys, right? What I've noticed, there was a very famous player, Wayne Primo, in the 90s. He played for Philadelphia Flyers. He was the first man that I saw that actually, in the 90s it was not so prevalent, but he started hockey, sports is my business. Fighters as well, Floyd Mayweather. Once you start treating your career as business, becoming educated, studying the game, working hard, putting the time in, focusing on that, just on your business will bloom. And one thing that I've noticed in most of these guys is when you wake up in the morning and you have this full battery, like phone battery, and it's interesting to see how almost every sacrifice pays off. Meaning, if you wake up in the morning, right, and you have some sort of, well, feeling towards, I want to go out with my girl, I want to go to the movies, I want to see what's out there, all of a sudden your focus goes away. And the guys who actually succeed are the guys who are locked in. They have tunnel vision. First of all, you must love what you do. If you don't love your sport, is it boxing, is it hockey, is it basketball, whatever it is, if you don't love what you do, you will not succeed. Because at those times, you need to be tough. The only thing that might get you through is the actual love for the game, is what you do. If you don't have that love for what you do, then the question is, what the F are you even doing? Like, is this really what you want to do? And I realized that when I was playing myself as a young kid coming up, I was so interested in everything else but the thing I needed to be focused in. And I still made some moves, still played for the national team, but I had 20 other lanes that I was interested in. And I believe those are one of the things that nowadays these guys come over. They have this opportunity to be 1% of 1%. It's almost like 0.1% of the 1% because it's so competitive. And if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know that this is my thing, if I don't know, like, again, I'll sacrifice everything to get it, chances are you're just wasting time. But let's not forget, America is the land of opportunity. And everybody who comes here learns or leaves with something. It's not easy, it's hard. But that's what we teach to our guys. If you are not truly in love with the game, you will never succeed in it. Also, the tournament, a big surprise was one of my Latvian fellow men, Michael Vasilevsky, as I call him Mike. He's one of those guys who follow the same footprint, right? He came over here, and back home, when you are in the same position, it's very hard to progress because everything is so soft, everything is so nice. And again, here, the reality, you come here and you understand what kind of beasts are here. And the problem is with these countries, especially Eastern Europe, I'm not talking about Finland, Sweden, Czech Republic, Slovakia, right, Switzerland. Those countries have a developed system. But hockey is one of those sports where if you don't see the competition and you grow up at home thinking you're the Mr. Python who will always be in charge, like, I'm the best guy here. But it's like saying I'm the best in the village. And then all of a sudden you come see the big boys and you're like, you ain't nothing. And when that thing happens, that's a big eye opener. And that's what happens a lot here. Also, I saw Ruslan Bek Karim, one of the proudest cases I have. Somebody who has also come from that background. Like, it's almost like an underdog story, what I love to do. I have a lot of talented guys who are superstars back home, and they come over here and they keep succeeding. But it just means that they got connected a little faster than the other guys. You see, this thing of sports or this industry in general, it does not favor people who are not addicted to it. Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant has an exceptionally brilliant coach. And forgive me for not remembering her name correctly, but there's a beautiful quote. Winning isn't loyal to anyone, Just because you won something last year, or you were the MVP back home, or you went to the tournament and you brought grandma home this plate where it says, I was the best player in the tournament, that doesn't mean shit. Elementary, because even, let's be real, the guys who were champions yesterday, hey, today there's a new kid in town. And that kid in town is more hungry. He wants it more. So this is something that comes with a price tag. And that price tag is the sacrifice of discipline. You see, hockey, basketball, sports in general, whatever it is, you can do whatever. You can do dancing, gymnastics, everything. And I believe one of the best scenarios of what to do is actually Arnold Schwarzenegger. Because he is one of the first examples how somebody who came from a little village in Austria, you come over, you come here, he had sports. His sports was the instrument. Through sports, he entered the show business. And from show business, he entered politics. And from politics, he created this overall roof of greatness. And this is something that I believe everybody in this world should strive for. People who work with me, people I want to be associated with. I want to be associated with leaders, with winners. And this is done by choice, not by force. You cannot teach these things. It's either you have it or you don't. So nowadays, people live in this illusion that, hey, my son, like we were at the tournament, me and my boy French, we were looking, doing tapes, studying, analyzing, and you see this thing how most of these parents, right, and even the kids, if you ask them like, what do you want to do? Or ask the guys, I want to play in the NHL. I'm going to play in the NHL. I'm going to play in the NBA. I'm going to be the world champion. I'm going to do it. Not even knowing how much this game will eat you. The whole industry is built on this illusion that you're going to make it. But in reality, what you see is 1 out of 1,000, 1 out of 2,000 people actually make it to the big leagues. The statistics might not sound that brutal, but in reality, the average career in NHL is 2, 3 years. Guys sometimes like 4 years, 5 years. And there's only a small percentage of guys, I believe about 20%, that play 5 or more years in the league. So it's brutal because the competition is so aggressive. But in the end, it's about smiles, not tears. So if you truly dedicate yourself, if you truly put the power in, you sacrifice those mornings. Like today, what is that? Minus 20 outside, right? It's like minus 20 outside. And guys got to get up at 6 a.m., got to warm up, go in that cold-ass rink. And when you're in that rink, you realize like, oh my God, it's even colder in here. Now you got to warm up. And now all of a sudden you get into gun ice. And there's 20 other guys that want to murder you because they're as hungry as you. See, these things teaches you how to be a man. These things teach you how to be somebody that is not normal. And this mediocrity is what keeps people away from their dreams. For instance, guys that understand that there's two type of guys. I remember when we were playing the World Junior Championships in Canada, there were a lot of talented players. But I believe only 1 or 2 made it to the NHL. And they were not the most talented guys. They had the perseverance, they wanted to do it, and they just kept going. And then there was guys who had that early talent. I remember there was one gentleman, when we were little kids, there were about 20 NHL teams looking at him when he was 15 years old. And everybody thought he's going to be the next big thing. He's going to be the star. He's going to become there's going to be new Gretzky in town, new Kobe Bryant. And by the time we were 19, 20, he was on the 4th line with me in the national team. 3rd, 4th line. Doesn't matter. So the key is this. There's so many guys who have the talent that become somebody. And then all of a sudden, it all fades. And it all fades just because not because they were bad guys, but the success turned them into, in a way, lazy characters. And I believe even if you make it to the leagues, it's still a lottery. It's still a big lottery because it's always going to be, first of all, it's going to be somebody like God choosing that for you. The injuries, the right place at the right time, everything. You don't know what's going to happen. But the beautiful part about this process is the fact that as you go, you realize this have taught you so many lessons. This sports, this challenges, this rides in the car, this training, this focus, this discipline, all these things have become part of who you are. You learn how to become a leader. You learn how not to be a pussy when everybody's stressed around you. These are the things, these are the instruments that make you who you are as a man. Because let's be real, pro sports, no matter what it is, it's boxing, it's hockey, it's basketball, whatever. It all will end one day. For some, it ends at 18. For me, it ended I was 23 years old. Some guys end at 30. And there's some guys who play at 50, like Jaromir Jagr, still in Czech Republic. Guy plays for 40 years by now. So the point where I'm trying to make is the fact that it will all end one day. So what's next? Remember, this is just a game. It's a show business. But if you are a businessman, then treat it like a business. Because this business will bring you a lot of beautiful things. Connections, money, beautiful woman, and success in general. Because not everybody can do it. And for instance, even right now, I tell this to my boys. I could go to every city in the world where they have ice rink, they have boxing ring. I put on my gloves, I put on my skates, and all of a sudden, you met 20 new beautiful connections. Men who think alike. And this little tribe will bring you a lot of success, a lot of connections, money, etc. Because, like I said, this world is about connections. And there's some things that cannot be bought. It only comes through experience. So guys who come over here to the United States, guys who leave, doesn't matter. You can leave, you can live in Eastern Europe, you can live in Africa, you can live in Australia, whatever it is. Once you change that little thing called comfort and leaving home, now all of a sudden, wow, you become stronger, you become more effective. And these things are something that cannot be bought. It can only be lived. And through this adversity, you become who you always meant to be. Nobody can tell you what's your purpose. But I believe once you have that purpose, or at least you seek that purpose, I believe that's what life is about. And I'm not trying to get metaphysical about it. I'm not trying to read Paulo Coelho to y'all, but the one thing I've noticed is this. Depression, sadness, all these things come from not taking action and knowing what you need to do and not doing it. Like Jeff Bezos said, stress doesn't come from the things that you have to do. Stress comes from the things that you know you have to do, but you don't do. And this is the perfect metaphor for everything that's happening around here. You can think about, oh, I need rest, I need this, but hey, you can feed yourself lies all you want. But the reality is, there's guys who are so hungry, who want to do it, who are willing to sacrifice everything just to make it, because they're born leaders and they're born winners, period. And we are working with leaders. We prepare leaders. At 369, we teach you how to think. We teach you how to address stress situations. We address you how to be disciplined enough to enter the next level. Because there are a lot of agencies. And when I started my career as a agent, mentor, manager, whatever, I don't have these sort of promoter almost. I've never liked these characteristics of labeling who you are. I believe that I'm a representative, an advocate of talented individuals who want to succeed in this life, who not only want to exist, they want to try. And I'll finish this on a beautiful note that all these little things, what I've noticed is, even if you don't make it, at least you will look in the mirror and you will tell yourself, I did it all, I tried, now on to the next page. But don't be that person that you had all these chances. You were young, you were happy, you were talented, and now you're sitting here looking at the boys actually on TV making it, and you're like, hey, if I wanted, I could have done it. That is sadness and that is depression. So don't be that person. Let's go. I believe in you. 369 Sports Entertainment.